Welcome to a new episode of the Sustainable Energy Insight podcast produced by ESEIA. I'm your host, Nicoleta Talpes, Dissemination and Communication Manager. And today I'm honored to speak with ESEIA President Brian Norton. Brian, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Good day. A pleasure to be here.
In today's conversation, we'll look at where ESEIA is heading, the opportunities ahead for our members, and how we can collectively accelerate progress in sustainable energy. With this in mind, I'd like to start by looking at the bigger picture and ask you, how do you see ESEIA's strategic vision evolving in the coming years, especially when it comes to new thematic priorities, stronger industry engagement, and building even more impactful consortia?
Yeah. As you mentioned, the focus of the European Commission has changed in regard to supporting research, and it's now much more part of the overall competitiveness agenda. Being part of the competitive agenda means that research has to have routes to market. The shape of consortia, I think, consortia have always involved industry players, but I think they need to be more aware of the supply chain, more aware of the end use application. So consortia will be larger and they'll be more focused on practical deliverables. I should say that also has an implication for research providing organizations, in that they will also need to ensure that their own base of research outside of that funded by Horizon program things would also be sorted somewhere else, so that the overall inventiveness isn't lost, the underlying research isn't lost as more applied research gets funded through European Commission programs.
Given the diversity of ESEIA memberships, what added value can members expect in the year ahead, and how can they better engage with working groups and project pipelines to maximize their impact?
Yeah, I think the added value of ESEIA is the fact of its existence, the fact that it has a strong track record in securing major funding, knows its way around the system, and as I know firsthand, tracks exactly what is successful and what is not. So there's a basis of experience. But as with any organization, for members, it goes beyond paying a membership fee. The critical thing is active participation and being active and bring yourselves forward into the working groups, even if the working groups don't fit the institutional profile, suggesting other working groups. In other words, it's an organization that evolves to serve its members, so it needs to be shaped by its members. So very active participation is important. And also what I would also say is for the current members to involve as many of their colleagues as possible. Sometimes, membership in organizations is 2 or 3 people in an organization that may be a few thousand, okay? And getting more people involved brings a much more diverse range of opportunities for participation in programs, and also it helps with the long-term development of colleagues. And certainly I would encourage member institutions to involve early career researchers in ESEIA work so that you're planning for the next generation.
What are the key success factors that enable research industry consortia within networks like ESEIA to deliver real societal impact beyond technological results?
Yeah, I think that beyond the technological results, one of the big impacts is actually the trained person power that comes out of the programs, the creation of long-term linkages, long-term networks, etc., which again lead into new programs, new educational opportunities, summer schools, etc. So there's a whole range of things in terms of personal development, summer schools, etc. To develop those again, rather like the answer to how you move forward with ESEIA, I think is active participation, is active engagement in activities, and looking for those opportunities, and not seeing things perhaps as simply transactional or causal, but seeing a long-term involvement, which creates a long-term set of activities that may not immediately happen, but create an environment where other things can emerge and do emerge, new opportunities emerge. And as I always say to the ESEIA membership, if ESEIA is not doing something you think you should do, tell people. People don't know things unless they're told. And certainly ESEIA, while I've been involved in it, has evolved and changed to meet the demands of its members, and it will continue to do so.
As the Alliance prepare for a dynamic year in 2026, your perspective helped shape a clearer and more ambitious direction for our members and partners across Europe. Thank you, Brian, for sharing your insights and for your leadership within ESEIA.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.